There are a lot of great reasons to start a homesteading business. Maybe you love gardening, or maybe you love animals, or you just want to work from home or be your own boss. Or you just want to spend more time doing things that you love. And all of those are really great reasons, but there's one other reason that I haven't mentioned, and it's probably the biggest reason why my family started a business around homesteading. G'day and welcome back to Homestead on the Rock. Today I'm taking you with me as we go and pick up a coffee machine. And why are we picking up a coffee machine, you ask? That's a great question. Well, because Samantha and I, my beautiful wife, we have had a few businesses over the last couple of years, and a lot of those businesses have been shut down, and today we're shutting down another one. I'm going to pick up that coffee machine because we're getting rid of it. And for the same reason that we're getting rid of that coffee machine is the same reason why we're starting a homestead business. So come along and I'll tell you all about it. As you may know, coffee machines are actually quite big, so we're going to need this trailer. Our coffee machines have actually all been put in by other people. I've never actually moved one before, so this will be a first for me as well, and possibly entertaining for you guys. I'm also going to need this trolley. Now, if you specifically only clicked on this video because you want to see reasons to start a homestead, well, it's pretty obvious why you should start a homestead. It's great, it's healthy, it's fun, great way to raise a family and grow lots of food, have lots of animals, fantastic, happy days. We all know homesteading's all it is baking bread, having kombuchas and sitting around feeding the chickens. Just kidding, there's probably a bit more to it than that. But anyway, in this video, I'm actually going to attempt the impossible. That's right. I'm going to attempt to answer the hardest question of all time, and as I attempt to answer that question, you will gain an understanding of why we're starting this business. Yeah, she ain't going anywhere, mate. All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the hardest question of all time. Now, I know a lot of you guys have very poor attention spans, and you've probably, half the people have already backed out of this video and they've stopped watching, and the other half are thinking, can you get on with it, mate? And there's a few of you who are actually quite interested. Thanks, guys. Anyway, I'm about to now start talking about, I can't get this camera to stay still, is that right there? Okay, I'm about to start talking about the Bible. That's right, because I'm a Bible reading, Jesus believing Christian man, and as that type of person, you often come across this question. If God is real, why is there so much pain and suffering and illness and disease and sickness in the world? Great question. It's a very popular question, and that's the question that I'm going to answer. And I'm going to answer that question as we drive. So let's rock. Now, I've turned the camera around the other way so I can't see the screen, because I believe that you're allowed to film while driving as long as the camera is mounted on a tripod like it is, and I can't see the screen, which I cannot see the screen. So that means we are safe, we are legal. Why is there so much pain, suffering, sickness in the world? Well, this is why. In the beginning, when God created the world, the heavens and the earth and everything in it, he made the sea with all the creatures and everything in it. And he said it was good. And he made living creatures on the earth and the animals and the livestock. And he said, it's good. And he made the plants, the herbs and the fruit and the veggies and everything. And he said, it's good. Two hands on the wheel, sorry. It's hard because you're taught to use your hands to communicate on YouTube to keep things interesting, but you're also taught to have two hands on the wheel when you're driving, so a little bit of conflict of interest, but we'll choose safety in this instance. Right. Yeah, so he made everything and he said that it's good, and I believe everything in its organic, natural state is good, and even people who aren't Bible-believing people, they will say that organic, healthy food that's naturally occurring is healthy, it's good for you. So we could be in agreement there. But another thing that God created is man, me and you. And he gave us this beautiful thing, and it's called free will. And that means that we get to choose what we eat, what we grow, what businesses we start, how we make our money, and what we do with it. And that free will, though, it does come at a cost. And that cost is that not all of us make great business decisions. I know I have made plenty of bad ones. But to answer the question of where all the sickness, illness, and disease comes from, it generally comes because of a poor decision by man. And I'll explain. Whether through ignorance, whether a man knowingly makes a poor decision or unknowingly, poor decisions are made. We'll use wheat, for example, okay? Because people have been baking bread for as long as time. It's been a good business. It's quite the industry to get into. It's not going anywhere. Bread bakers need wheat, okay? So you need farmers, and people have been farming wheat. And back in the day, people would farm their wheat, and then they would sometimes lose it to storms and weather, or sometimes you would lose a crop to insects, pests, or disease, or sometimes your soil wasn't very good for growing him. And what they discovered is ways to help that. So they started spraying their crops with things to eliminate the disease, or adding things to the soil to help it grow. And a farmer might know that if he sprays this chemical on his crops, it's probably not very healthy, but at least it reduces the chance of him losing money that year. But some farmers, I'm sure, would have said, I'm not spraying that chemical on my wheat. I'll run the risk. I'm not going to poison people with that chemical. And some people would have genuinely thought that the chemical is perfectly safe, and I'm just going to spray it on the wheat and it'll be perfectly fine and we'll have a good safe crop, and it's a beautiful invention. Anyway, you understand the point. Some farmers have made poor decisions to protect their income stream at the cost of producing healthy wheat. And then that's a trickle effect, because the bakers, right? The bakers need to buy the wheat to bake the bread, okay? So the bakers start buying the wheat to bake bread, right? So they buy their wheat, they bake their bread, and then they sell it at the market. But sometimes they couldn't sell all the bread at the market. So then they'd go home with heaps of bread, and they're thinking, oh gee, no one bought the bread today, we didn't make much money. And the next day at the market, they've got to sell the bread for even less. So they thought, you know what, maybe we can make this bread last longer. So maybe we can add preservatives to it, and then we won't lose money. So some of these bakers, some of these chefs would realize that adding those things to their bread is harmful and is not healthy for human consumption, but they're happy to do it because they don't want to lose any money. They're going to run the risk, okay? But some bakers, they don't even realize that adding these things to your food has a harmful effect. They think that it's just a good thing. So they add it to the bread, and then you start getting more unnatural, unhealthy, unorganic things in your bread to make it last longer so that they don't lose money. You, the consumer, you start to be happy to buy bread that lasts longer because you're sick of having to go buy more every couple of days. Anyway, you get the point. This is in all industries, whether it be in food, whether it be in clothing, in housing, in cars, in water, in any industry you can possibly think of, okay? At some point, a man has been faced with this decision. Do I keep things natural, organic, and safe, or do I add a little something to help me make a little bit more money just at the slight cost of health, okay? And over years, that's had a domino effect, and now we live in today, 2025, where pretty much every single thing is poisoned and corrupt. And I'm not trying to sound really depressing, because, you know, life's great. We live in Australia and we have access to good food and water. Not too much to complain about. But you understand my point is that everything in its natural state from the beginning, the way God made it, is good. But the giving of free will, which is what you want free will, right? Free will, it's a good thing. That's given us the opportunity to make good and bad decisions. And unfortunately, the world is full of businesses that have made very bad decisions. And those bad decisions have caused an increase in diseases and sickness and illness all around the world. People are malnourished because we don't understand what's in food, and we don't understand what we're missing. And if every single person was eating the perfect, healthy, stable diet, trust me, it would be a much, much, much healthier world. And that is one of the answers to that tough question. And some of you are probably watching at this point and thinking, what is this guy talking about? And some of you are going, dude, I get it, just chill out. And some of you are saying, 100% you're spot on. Sorry, 2 hands on the wheel. 100% spot on, mate. You hit the nail on the head. Either way, that's just my 2 cents. Take it or leave it. But if you haven't already figured it out, the answer to that question is what leads me and Samantha to be getting rid of these coffee machines today. Okay, so we're at the location of the coffee machine. I'm gonna put you in here, because I don't know if there's gonna be lots of people in here. There might be a few people in here. I don't want to walk in with a camera, just filming them in the face. People don't really like that. So I'll put you in the basket, and I'll just walk in like this, and someone will probably see it and think I'm a bit of a wacko, but that's all right. I'm doing this for you guys. How's it going?
Any goodies?
No goodies today. How you going, mate? Oh, thank you very much. How you going, mate?
Come back, Mokoa. Back behind Mum. Back behind Mum.
So we had a little bit of trouble and I couldn't get the machine yesterday, but thanks to my brother Joe here, he came and helped me and we got the machine and now it's home. While we've been gone, Koa has tattooed himself. How did you do this?
Give himself
And
a
look,
moustache.
look at this moustache he did. He actually did this by himself. That's talent. Actually talent to be
While
able to...
I was trying to put Zip to sleep for 5 minutes, which was not successful, by the way.
No, but seriously, a 2.5-year-old child to put a moustache like that on without adult supervision, that's actually talent. I'm not even mad.
No,
I'm impressed.
no, we are mad, Koa. We don't do that. Okay?
Alright, so here we have the actual real entrepreneur of the two of us. I'm going to hand you over to her, and Samantha will tell you the story of our vending machine business and as it ends.
Yes, it is. Well, yes, as Tom said, I've always been into starting new businesses. Originally, before this coffee machine, actually, we had food, like snack and drink vending machines. So they had like chips, chocolates, Coke, all those type of things. And I had them in a few warehouses, like where tradies worked and things like that. Cole, off the road, come here now.
Back.
Off the road, come on.
Quick.
And I can honestly remember the first time putting one in, I was so excited. And then, eventually as my health journey progressed in life, I realized that these were actually really bad and I was actually poisoning people. So we had 3 food and drink vending machines and we got rid of all 3 of them about 2 years ago, I think it was now. But obviously we kept the coffee ones because I was like, coffee's fine. Everyone drinks coffee. How can that be bad? And obviously as your health journey progresses, you learn more and more and you realize what you thought was good is actually not. It's a crazy circle, isn't it?
I don't know where you're up to, but I was going to say coffee is good.
Yes, yeah.
There is better coffee options, but we started to think maybe the option we were selling.
Yeah, well, that's
isn't.
right. Well,
also these
basically-
machines do more than just coffee as well.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever seen the inside of a machine? You want to see? So in our coffee machine, we actually had more than just coffee. There would be hot chocolate, and then you obviously have your sugar, which would just be like white casting sugar. And then there's beans, which is just regular espresso. I forget what brand, coffee beans. And we even had other things like there was soup,
Chicken
option. Yeah, chicken soup, hot chocolate, milk, beans. What else do you need for a coffee machine? I forget what's even in there. But that's
Chai.
all the stuff. Chai lattes. But the truth is, the ingredients we were putting in this machine, we wouldn't actually recommend anyone really drink.
That's right. The chicken soup that was in this machine, I would never give my family. A lot different than the chicken soup I would make at home.
Right, so all of that would go in here, and then you close the door. Beep, 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 beep. 1 cup of poison, please. Not anymore.
Yeah, so yeah, the truth is that every cup sold in this machine, I believe, is just like pure poison. And disclaimer, we do think coffee is good. We love a cup of coffee, don't we, Tom? We're currently in the process of buying or working with a brand actually that create organic, mycotoxin, mold-free coffee beans, which is like, that's more up our alley. And then obviously...
I don't even know that. Can you say that again in English?
And obviously we use milk from a farmer that's not powdered, and my chai would definitely be like made from actual real leaves, not 80% sugar, so you get the drift.
We do not feel comfortable. Yes, Koa? Now we're going to tell the camera something. Dad's going to tell the camera. We no longer feel comfortable. If my children asked to go and buy something from this machine, I would say no, it is not healthy, you should not have it. And so we've made the decision that no longer do we want to profit from a business like that. Because it's easy to go out there and say, oh, Macca's is bad, Hungry Jack's is bad.
I was just going to say, what's the difference between us and McDonald's? Literally.
Yeah.
Like, it's the same, we're being hypocrites, so...
Right, so now that I've spilt the beans as to why we're closing down our coffee machine business, I think if you've been following our channel or you've watched this video all the way up to now, I don't have to spend a long time explaining why we're starting the homesteading business. It's because we want to build something we're proud of. We want to build something that we're proud for our children to follow in our footsteps. We want to build something that actually makes the world a better, healthier place. And one day at the end of my days, when I look back and go, that's the empire I built, that's the business, that's what I worked all my days doing, it's something that actually has a positive effect on the world. Now, if you are somebody who has to go to work somewhere that you don't believe in or doing a job that you don't think is the best, I'm not saying just to quit. Obviously putting a roof over your family and getting money to feed them is very important. You should do that first. If you have the opportunity to leave a job or to change a business, that is not only going to make the world a better place, but it's going to make your life better. Because I'll tell you what, it's much easier and much more joyful getting up in the morning, working, building a business and doing things that you know has a positive impact. And you know that one day when you tell your children why you did it, you don't have to say, I did it just for money. I did it to make the world a better place. Homestead on the Rock is still a very young business. We're still growing and we haven't really done much yet. But one of the first things we have to do to build Homestead on the Rock is close the door on these other businesses. Now, this video is not a jab at anyone, and it's definitely not us trying to say that we're perfect. I've worked at McDonald's before serving burgers. I've made ads for Smith Chips. I've taken photos for alcohol companies that I don't believe in. And there's a lot of unhealthy business stuff that I've done in the past. And even now, I participate on YouTube, which can be unhealthy for some people. Some people are addicted to their phones, and I'm trying to make videos that suck you in. And I'm contributing to the worldwide entertainment electronic problems. There's probably, you're probably watching this video on an iPhone that's made with bad chemicals, that's made in a sweatshop in China, and I'm contributing to mass unhealthiness all around the world. I'm definitely not trying to say that what I'm doing right now is absolutely perfect. I've done a lot of things that are quite hypocritical, and there are a lot of things in my life that I still really would like to do a lot better. But I understand that life is hard and that things take time. We are all born into a sin-sick, broken world, and the best thing we can do is just to start with the still, quiet voice, the little convictions that we all have, and that's what we're doing. We're convicted about selling hot chocolate and bad milk, and so I'm just going to stop. We want to build a business that's healthier and we're proud of, so we're going to start. We're just taking one step at a time, but I do believe that if we all quieten down and just listen to those little convictions that we have, slowly but surely, one step at a time, the world would be full of businesses that make the world a healthier place, and there'd be a few less sick people in it. Thanks for watching another episode of Homestead on the Rock. If you believe in our family, if you believe in this channel, and you believe in the business that we're trying to build, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.